from the UK, broadcasting around the world. You're listening to the Mic Drop Club, hosted by Douglas Hamandishe. Message received. You do not need to know what you need. Just engage with the podcast feed. Providing weekly insights into cool stuff we've read, saw, did, or heard about what made us say, wow, eureka, damn, nothing is off limits. If it motivates and inspires you to reach your goals, then it shall be discussed. Featuring guest interviews from high performers and people of influence, and weekly awards for the best mic drop moment. This podcast is guaranteed to leave you pumped up for the week ahead. Don't just live life. Make life boom.
Hi everybody, it's Douglas Hamandishe for another episode of the Mic Drop Club. And today I am blessed. I am super happy. I've just come off the back of recording for her on her own show. I've got Tara Humphrey, MBA, primary care leader and healthcare management specialist, to join us on the Mic Drop Club and tell us her mic drop moments on her journey to success. So with no further ado, Tara, how you doing? You okay?
I'm really good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, excellent stuff. It's like deja vu. So,
Yeah.
I've been seeing your face appear for quite a few years on LinkedIn. I was like, who's this person? And then through a mutual friend, Monique, she teed us together to have a conversation, in around the stuff that I'm doing. But equally so, I'm so intrigued about Tara's own journey and the things that she finds valuable in life, and some of these lessons I want to unpack, because for Tara to do what she's doing, she has exercised courage. And I think that should be the theme of the conversation. How do you find courage? What does courage mean to you? But before we go into that, Tara, tell us briefly your journey.
So I live in Whitstable, and I moved down from Camberwell when I was 6. I was fostered. So I've got 2 sisters and a brother, but I was only fostered with one of my sisters, and I called them my mum and dad, but they were my foster mum and dad. I'm black. My foster parents were white. And so at 6, we moved down to Herne Bay. And people, I think, were like, what is this? What is this family? But I had a great childhood. I had fantastic parents. And I think my mum was a cleaner and she worked in a care home, and my dad worked in a paint factory. And I think from a really early age, I was like, I want to be successful. And my mum also was an Avon lady. So, and my dad had a paper round, and I just remember thinking, I just want one good job. I just want one job. I've seen my parents working really hard. And I think from a really early age, I was like, I don't know what being successful is, but I want to be it. I want to have enough money. I want one job. And I used to think, when I'm older, I'm going to wear a suit and I'm going to work in London. And that's what I really wanted to do. And my parents they were so cool. Whatever me and my sister wanted to do, they were like, yeah, no problem. Like, we did all the clubs, we quit the clubs, we did dance, we quit dance, we did all those things. And I've just been really lucky. Every step of my way, I feel like there's just people tapping me on the shoulder saying, like, Tara, have you thought about going to college? And I went to college, and then someone's like, I did a GMVQ in leisure and tourism. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And then someone said, oh, we've got HND in tourism management. Would you be interested in doing this? And then they were like, oh, you can turn your HND into a degree. Would you be interested in doing this? Or when I worked at the university, someone said to me, the work that you're doing, have you thought about doing an MBA? And I remember thinking, what's an MBA? So I just had angels around me all the time going, do you want to do this? And I think, can I do this? I thought, yeah, I'll help you. So I've just been so lucky. And I think I feel like I definitely have the imposter. I think, why me?
That's
yeah.
You say that, and you're still saying the imposter rearing its ugly head, despite these people that have come into your life and seen potential in you that maybe you don't see within yourself. Would you say you're a naturally confident person?
No.
No. Okay.
But I would say, and it's interesting, my imposter doesn't rear her ugly head. She's just like my friend. She just looks at me like, we're cool. But what I would say is that I am very ambitious. I'm very driven, and my drive overrides my lack of confidence. There comes a point where I just think I'm doing it anyway. I will fret and, oh my God. But then something clicks. Like I turn the assignment in, I create the podcast, I write the blog, I do the presentation. So I'm not confident, but when I'm focused on the job, I'm confident, like I know how to do my job and I love my job. And when I focus on what I'm doing, I actually am confident. It's when I kind of take a step back, like the before and the after is like,
yeah. No, that's so interesting. And it's echoed a lot by senior leaders and people who are entrepreneurial, is that they know they have this innate ability to do it. But it's the quietness that they don't like, that inner voice that says to that can come from many roots. There was a time where that voice might not been there, but there was certainly a time when the door was open and that voice came in and never left, and then you can end up befriending that voice and saying, okay, fine. And that's a beautiful thing. So growing up, in that mixed household, do you think that played a positive role in your life? And I will send you a link, by the way. We spoke about politics earlier. Medway Council have now passed a motion that people with care experienced people, should I say, should be treated as if it's a protected characteristic.
Why?
So go to my link. I will send you the direct message. It's the last thing I posted on, and that's what we spoke about just last week. So it's so fortunate. So yeah. So would you say that your experiences in that eclectic background has helped shape this, I would say, fearless resolve that you have, that you can do?
I'd say yes and no. So I'd say yes in regards to my mum and dad never sat us down and kind of said, we're not your mum and dad. Like we were just the girls. And so I speak to my friends that are black, I never had the conversation like, you're black, you're going to have to work like 4 times as hard. None of that. It was just like, you're just going to do, whatever you want to do, you're just going to do it. Like it was just so I was the positive is I was quite blind. I was blind to the racism. I would just rock up and just not get, I didn't see it. When I started to work, I kind of saw it, but I never, ever saw it. The hardship I had was like, what am I going to do with my hair? What can I do with it? Like, what products can I buy? Because I live in a white area. But other than that, I think it was very positive that they just instilled with me, just work hard and you're just gonna make it. But I think the negative is that I've explored this recently. It's like, who am I?
Okay, guys, everybody ready?
Atomic.
Like who I feel like I'm going to cry. There's been certain situations where I've been in a group of black people and this is important for people that can't see me. I'm dark, but sometimes I feel like I'm not black enough, but I'm not white. So I'm not mixed. So sometimes being brought up with white parents, it's now I sometimes think, and I've got kids that are mixed race, it's like I don't have that cultural background. When people say to me, have you been to Nigeria? Or do you like this music? Do you like this artist? Or do you like this food? I don't have that experience, that background. So in some respects, I don't have the scars, or, like I don't have the fight that some people have had. But it does make I do sometimes think, who am I?
Yeah, so that's so profound, Tara, and thank you for sharing that. With sensitivity and love, I want to unpack some of those things, because some of the things you're saying, I can speak to that too. I can demonstrate that in terms of my lived experience as well, coming to the UK as a refugee. But more importantly, one thing that rings true when I'm speaking to you, when I'm speaking to Monique, and I'm speaking to people that are doing what we are doing, when you speak, it's very vanilla. It's very clear. It doesn't come with a twang. Slightly exotic, but certainly not street. I follow my drift. What I mean by that is this: the language.
I don't want to be vanilla.
Well, it works. If you ever want to get into broadcasting, yeah, if you have a voice that's not region specific, you appeal to everybody. It's like being on Capital Radio, London station, with a Liverpudlian accent. You straight away grate a lot of people within the London area, but being able to, it's like a worldly, that's probably a better way of describing it. It's a worldly description of how you speak. It's worldly, which is a good thing. So in that, what I mean by that is, because we do not have a heavily influenced cultural history, sometimes we can feel like we're shut out of those conversations, because the people that are having those conversations, they're citing how pure they are, meaning I'm 100% pure. I was raised in the village. Everyone's in the village. So who are you to talk about my experience? Because you understand, you're disqualified from me having this conversation. And that, to me, growing up, really, really upset me. Really, really upset me, because I don't speak my mother tongue. I came here as a refugee. My language was stripped from me. I arrived in the UK when I was about 4 years old. So to stop me from being bullied, my parents had to stop speaking Shona to me, which is a language from Zimbabwe. I had to stop speaking. So I can't communicate with anybody.
Okay, guys, everybody ready?
Go deep. I know when I'm being cursed out. I know.
Drop.
Right? But I can't go there. But I'm 100%, in terms of being proud of my Zimbabwean heritage. But they can't see past the language. That's the first thing they hear. It's the first thing that shuts down. So in terms of who am I and who are you, what things are you doing on this journey? Do you get fleeting glimpses of who you are? And if so, where those manifest and say, this is really me. This is real joy.
So I think it's, like we've all got a very long story. I will not bore you with it, but I suppose I am in touch with my birth mother and my brother. So I get, and especially my brother Honest is fantastic. And when I go to Nigeria, I'm like, I want to go with him. So we are forging a closer relationship, and I get to learn more about him and my family and culture through that way. And I suppose me just being more open to my real blood family. So that is kind of one thing. And just, not saying like normal things, but you just research, like you just read books, you listen to podcasts. But I think it starts with it's not so much, I want to ask my family. It's like a dual life. Sometimes I think it's like a sliding door moment. My life could have been so different. But then on the other half of me, and I've had therapy, is I say like, who am I? But then I think I'm Tara. You know, like I live in Whitstable. I've got my husband, I've got my kids, I've got a career, I've got my hobbies. So sometimes I think, or like through conversations, I think like, where's the doubt? And I'm still working it through. Sometimes I feel solid, absolutely rock solid. And then there are other times I think I'm missing something. Or am I missing something? So I think it's just, I'm on a journey. Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. Normally when people say they feel solid some days, I try and steer them away from saying they feel hollow the other days as well. So being solid, yes, I totally welcome that. Something about culture. You know, like in parallel universes, if you give me permission to geek out for just 2 minutes, right? Some people say there's a power in a parallel universe, there are different versions of yourself doing different things. So there's a Tara somewhere that is having a different experience. There's multiple Taras, Ale. Do you go to sometimes imagination and think, okay, there's a version of me that maybe is in a high rise somewhere in the city, London, 3 baby fathers. Yeah.
No. There's a version of Tara in it's like London millionaire.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, and there's a Tara somewhere that is a Olympic athlete somewhere.
Yes.
There's a Tara
love it. Yeah.
There's a Tara somewhere that is a musician. All these various variations of Taras, right?
Yeah.
Equally to Douglas, there's a Douglas somewhere there that's some bum sitting somewhere in a correctional facility, right? All these versions do exist simultaneously. And sometimes the choices that we make move us closer to different versions of ourselves. You know? So to be that Tara in, Knightsbridge, shopping in Harrods, all that kind of stuff, the decisions that you make today move you closer or further away from that Tara.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the snakes and ladders of life, it's these decisions. We all got similar dreams and aspirations. I guess it's the mistakes that we make that define us. But everyone wants the same thing, but we all make different mistakes. That is it. That's the only thing that separates me from Douglas that's in prison now. It's the different choices that we've made in our life. So in finding out who you are, this is the version of who you are. This is the person you've chosen to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Right. So lastly, in terms of courage, to step out of the culture that we find ourselves in, no matter what it is. Did you find that it's a concerted effort that you're making to be courageous and you're scared and you're going to do it anyway? As you said, you're a very ambitious person. So does that, some people might say it's because you're not scared. You're not scared, right? But what's the truth behind your ambition and you still deciding to go for it? Because many people are still ambitious, but they're still staying on the couch. What makes you take that extra step?
I just want it.
You want it, yeah?
I just want it. Yeah, I'm just... one of the work values, which is my value, is all in. I'm all in. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And it's just a drive that, and I've got really good friends. So it's a bit like, I'm not trying to do anything like no one's ever done. I'm not trying to be the first. I may be sometimes the first in my industry because I'm very influenced by other industries that are ahead. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think I'm just going to do it. It just gets to a point where I'm just like, Tara, I always like eyes down, just focus on what you're going to do and just do it. And the worst that could ever happen is that it just doesn't work. And that's it, and the people won't know that it's not worked because they wouldn't have seen it, because that's a measure of it not working, really. So I think the courage just comes from, I just do it. I see it, probably, manifest it. I just see it and know that this isn't it. I cannot stay here. There's another level. There's another level. There's another level.
Yeah, keep climbing.
I just want to see how far I can go.
No, excellent. That's so inspiring. The last question, if I may. I know we're running out of time. Are you a stickler for detail? Are you a details-oriented person or a big vision?
I think my team would say yes. Do you know what? It depends. I think I have a vision, and then I want it done right. I want it done right. Because I think in my business, it's my name. It's my face on the business. There's no hiding. Yeah. So it's the little things that really make a difference. It's the please and thank you. You're dotting the I's, you're crossing the T's. It's yesterday I had to cancel a meeting, and it's like, could I send an email? Or do I just give them a call and say, look, I'm so sorry? It's that customer service. And I think the details do matter. And they're easy. They're easy. They're easy to do. And I think sometimes people think it's easy, so they disregard it, or it doesn't matter. Yes. So I think I'm probably not detailed enough, but I try to be.
Great stuff. And any words for women who find themselves, at the precipice of making a decision, going solo, change of career, all this kind of stuff, anything, any words of inspiration to say, you can do it. And how do you do it?
I think it's just, I was saying, like, you know what you want to do, and you're scared.
Okay, guys, everybody ready?
But
atomic mic drop.
You have to follow your gut. Otherwise, you just go round in a circle. You're delaying the inevitable. And I think my tip is create a plan. Don't jump unless you've got to jump with 2 feet, and you save yourself. But if it's not an emergency, it's just be strategic, make a plan, and just keep looking forwards. I sometimes allow myself to, go over the conversation a few times. I wish I'd have said this, I wish I'd have said that, or he said this, or she said that. Allow yourself that, and then move forwards. Don't keep looking back. You are trying to move forward with your brakes on if you keep doing that. And I just think allow it and then move forwards.
Wow. Excellent. Do you know what? This is so funny. Last week, I done a post. I posted some content when I was in central London, and I was talking about car registration numbers. And as a geek, some car registration numbers are so expensive, and what's the value in having King 1 and all these number plates that are unique? And so growing up in that car culture, I've always had this fixation on this one number plate that when I arrive, you would know I've arrived because I have this number plate on this car, right? So allow me to divulge. L4 to NLB. Yeah, it might not look interesting to the average eye, but it's L4 to NLB. So that is looking forward to not looking back. So yeah, if you ever see that on a car, that I've made it. Tara, it's been amazing. Yeah, you've definitely set the motion for my day. I really feel like I'm fired up, and I wish you all the success that you deserve, and reach those heights, those zeniths. And rather Mic Drop Club, our listeners, I know you guys got a lot of value from this conversation. So tune in for a lot more. Tara, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Take care.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to check out micdropclub.com and get the show notes and useful links. Subscribe to the podcast. Don't just live life, make life boom.